Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Murmu. To reach the ultimate goal of human life, the realization of God, the only purpose for which the nature has given us the human body. Though we don't understand the purpose the nature has given with a definite purpose, our samskaras, that is the tendencies we have acquired, obstructs our vision to understand the purpose for which nature has provided us the human body. Nature constantly watches, helps, and that is the plan of nature, the evolution of Jiva. And each aspect of life has a purpose in the path of its evolution. So many things, anything in this universe has a purpose behind and an effect after that. The ultimate effect is to transcend the nature and go beyond. The only purpose of Jiva is its evolution. Whatever species it might have born, even as plant and trees, it has its end in the absolute. God has given intelligence. We may not be having the samskaras or the tendencies to understand, but when we observe the nature, when we observe the life of all jivas, we must be able to understand with the normal intelligence that the purpose of human life is to go beyond. We have the analytical power, we have the perception power, and we have the will to act. Perhaps for many or few, it may take a little time, but one day or the other, in one life or the other of the human existence, everyone will understand, oh, nothing in this world gives me satisfaction, fulfillment in my life. Where is the fulfillment? Where is the eternal bliss, peace, love? Momentary pleasures of the world makes the jiva exhausted running behind it and bearing all the strain and stresses of that life. So brings the evolution. And in that process, we pass through various stages of evolution. We are now concerned with the path of devotion, for the God manifests as the Bhagavan for the Bhakta. And here we see we have finished various aspects of bhakti and come to the Archana part and finish the Manasa Puja and Bahya Puja with the Pushpanjali offering Pushpanjali. Anjali is what we offer with both hands. Pushpanjali. That is Purnatva. When I join two palms and hold flowers or anything, the hand expresses fullness. With one palm also, to some extent, I can hold. Maximum that I can hold is my own bodily existence. What maximum I can hold is my two palms when I join and make a bowl of it. And that when I show this sign itself, it expresses Purnatva. That is the fulfillment as if of my life, and offer it. And this offering is expressed especially for the divine and the elders or guru or the one who gives us knowledge or life. When we offer our gratitude and respect, suppose Guru's feet, I may offer Pushpanjali. Even if partial fulfillment which has raised me above the normal human life of running after the world, we feel extreme gratefulness and gratitude. You see, we are as if prisoners in this world. We are in the normal life itself is a struggle for existence on one side, and fulfillment, rush for the fulfillment of desires within. So it is never ending story, and each time to attain what I am seeking in the world, in the worldly sense, is so much of effort and so much of struggle, and after getting it, to preserve it and enjoy it, by the time the soul gets exhausted and somebody lifts me from that lower consciousness, even a little above the normal consciousness of running after this world, to some kind of higher satisfaction, higher fulfillment, we feel the gratitude. And here I have been blessed to offer my worship to the supreme reality, the God, the ultimate reality, the God. Not an ordinary thing. My father, my mother, these things may be draw much of my reverence. Highest thing in this world, in the physical form I can think of, is my Guru, who makes me move towards enlightenment. But nothing is there which can be compared to God and His compassion. And to be able to worship that God is something unimaginable. To be a devotee, we are concerned with a relationship between the God and His devotee, Bhagavan and Bhakta. So, how much of gratitude he might be showing. Oh, in this life, I could do this puja of yours. This is called grace. I don't deserve your grace, yet you have given me so much of grace. So he offers that Pushpanjali. Pushpanjali is expression of gratitude and acceptance of the Lord as the supreme reality. And establishment of a deeper relationship. It begins with offering arghya. Puja begins with offering a arghya, where I give my all here. Where I have received all, and I am getting the fulfillment and offering the Pushpanjali. So with this, the external Bahir Puja ends. In the Pushpanjali, we offer the Pushpanjali on my own behalf as puja, part of the puja, on behalf of all those devotees of God who are worshipping in the same way that I am also a part of it. All the devotees who are worshipping God in any form, any way, on their behalf also I offer. And one more Pushpanjali, 3 times we offer the Pushpanjali on behalf of the all beings in this universe who could not do this worship. So this worship, Bahir Puja, is supposed to bring grace on all jivas. It's a part of my responsibility to see that everyone gets the benefit of whatever I do. That is good and great. So with Manasa Puja, though my part of the puja ends, I do the Bahir Puja just to see that all others are also blessed with the same thing that I have been blessed. I have been blessed to do the worship and get the fruit of fulfillment in my life. May the same fulfillment be bestowed upon others also. So to that extent, I am doing the Bahir Puja, the external puja. Now, as the last closure of the puja remains we usually give the main offering, Anna Bhoga, and then with the final closure, there will be a Arati. The Arati consists of a lamb, any way, any kind of lamb. It may be single, it can be multiples of odd numbers, that is 3, 5, 7, like that. And then a camphor, fire of camphor, flame of camphor is shown as the second arati. And then a conch or conch, what we say, filled with water. We show the water. And then a cloth we show. Then a flower. And then finally the chamara, fan. So these 5 items are offered as the part of the ending of the puja. And these 5 represent These 5 represent the body with which I am doing the worship. I have my physical existence, I have my psychic existence, various layers of my existence. In puja, I go on offering all these in different ways. Puja is mainly offering of the senses to God. Senses include the karmendriya also, indriya. Indriya includes karmendriya, manas, buddhi, and heart has to be there. The whole antaranga, the inner organ, is offered to the divine. This inner offering is finished with the puja procedure. Then comes the external body. I want to offer myself totally to God. Body has involved itself in every way in fulfilling this puja. Yet separately the body is offered. The container, the contents are offered. The container is also offered to the Lord. The Arati fire, the Pancha Mahabhutas, with which the 5 basic elements of this universe, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, are offered as the basis of this body. This body is made up of 5 elements: space, air, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, the fire principle, the water principle, and earth principle. These are the 5 things pertaining to the 5 senses. We have 5 senses. This world we see is product of these 5 senses. Behind is the mind. So these 5 sources of these 5 senses, from where it comes, from the same 5 senses, 5 sources, the elements, the basic elements of creation, they are done with this body. The body is done with these 5 basic elements of creation, the Pancha Mahabhutas. So Pancha Mahabhutas, the body with which these elements are made is Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi. These are offered in the Arati. The fire tattva, first fire is offered, Agni tattva. Then water, Jala tattva. In conch, we offer the Jala tattva. Then the Akasha tattva, the space principle. Fire principle, then water principle, then space principle, Akasha tattva. It is represented by a cloth. A cloth is held in the hand and offered to God. Then cloth, and then flower. We offer flower. Flower is Prithvi tattva. The Prithvi tattva. That is earth principle. And then finally we offer the Vayu tattva, the air with fan. So these 5 things representing my body, I am offering individually. As if I am dismantling the body, I get the 5 tattvas. I combine in a particular proportion and composition, the body is formed. So the body is as if I am opening and offering it to the Lord's feet. So with this, we bow down to the Lord's feet. After all the arati, the whole body is offered to the divine. As it is called self-surrender attitude, the attitude of self-surrender. I have given myself entirely, I don't have anything now as mine. Atma Samarpana. In Sanskrit it is called Atma Samarpana. With this Atma Samarpana, the whole puja procedure ends. So in puja, all these aspects we see being done, and the end of the worship is when the Atma Samarpana is done. The Lord is supposed to take that child helplessly fallen there in a prostrate position. It is now given itself. Now Lord alone, it is like a newborn baby. Lord alone has to lift it. And when the bodily existence with all the layers, when it is laid, the soul is supposed to find its oneness with thee, and it is a systematic procedure. In a systematic procedure we are going. We saw how layers, stage by stage, we are evolving in the puja. How stage by stage we are offering. How we are trying to become one. The end is the union of the worshipper and worshipped. The worshipper, the name and form is there. The God is there, personal God, whom I approach with this bodily existence. I too have name and form, and one by one aspect of one by layer, I am offering to God. And in my awareness, consciousness, that God with form alone is there. This form is offered in the end with the Atma Samarpana. The bodily form that is taken is in the form of the Arati. Arati, 5 items, becomes the body which has taken a particular form. It is offering of the form also, name, form, and qualities. Nama Rupa Guna. God has Nama Rupa Guna. I have got the Nama Rupa Guna. As Bhakta, I offer my Nama Rupa Guna with the Atma Samarpana, with the Arati. In Arati, when Nama Rupa Guna are offered, it merges in the Nama Rupa Guna of the Lord. In my awareness, Lord with the Nama Rupa Guna is there, and I am free from the Nama Rupa Guna, the name, form, and the qualities, and they are merged in God. Now I am a spiritual being, is only Bindu, trying to become one with the Sindhu. A river is there till it touches the ocean, and what flows inside, the river remains behind. Water alone flows inside. So till it touches, it is river. The moment it touches, only water goes. River name, river form, river contents, everything will remain. Water alone flows. Like the individual soul, the worshipper slowly merges in the worshipped. And this is supposed to give the end, that is the worshipper and worshipped trying to become one. We see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna, when the whole puja is ending, he is already entering into a state beyond the conscious level. He is as if he is becoming slowly dissolved and merged. He sits still and he gets totally internally dissolved in God. The puja ends with meditation, and meditation ends with the samadhi. What we do, meditation in the puja, is a procedural meditation, and what the meditation we enter into at the end of the puja is the product, the ending part of the where the Jiva Tattva is becoming one with the Ishvara Tattva. So, small steps and stages with which we begin, we see it is ending. Towards the end, sometimes we are asked to do the japa of the Ishtadevata. Japa is not actually a part of the puja procedure. The puja is different from japa. In Upasana also, we see the various aspects: prayer, worship, japa, dhyana, and Atma Samarpana. So, japa can be brought into, just like we have brought the dhyana as a part of the puja in between to meditate upon God, bring Him out and do the worship. Japa also can be included in puja at the end, so that the active part in the puja. My whole being at various levels are participating in puja. I am taking one by one ingredients and offering them to God. Each item I am taking, I have got acquired it from somewhere. The whole is an activity. Till the end, even Pushpanjali is an activity. From activity to go to the inactive state, in between, last ending portion of the puja, often and at the beginning, just when we sit, when we come and sit at the puja and the puja asana, we can do the japa to begin. I am coming from the external activity to the spiritual activity, from external activity to the worship part. Worship part is a different type of activity. It's a divine prompted. It is divinized activity. There is this activity, the world. We have to spiritualize there. Here we divinize this. So the difference we see, we can begin with the japa and end with the japa. The activity, worldly activity, the activities in the world is left, and activities of the worship is taken up. Activity of the worship is given up, and I want to enter into the calm stillness of the inner silence and inner stillness to become one with the Lord. So, end of the puja, just before the arati, we can do the japa there to end the activity part and enter into the inner silence and solitude. So here we see the offering, the last offerings of the bodily existence is the Atma Samarpana. Puja ends with the Atma Samarpana. Then he enters into the meditative state of finding oneness with the Ishtadevata. The worshipper and the worshipped become one. The bodily existence and all existence pertaining to nature dissolves in nature, and the guna, nama, rupa enters into the Lord's, and the individual soul, individual consciousness merges in the cosmic consciousness, the Ishvara. Jiva Ishvara, Ekatva is the end of the worship. This is what we see as a part of an important stage of the Navada Bhakti, and which we call the Archana. Archana, we saw various aspects of God. Now, among the so many aspects of God, suppose I am seeing the individual worships. I am contemplating on various aspects of God. Suppose Vishnu Sahasranama, 1,000 ways of Lord's manifestations. I am trying to contemplate of so many. This one, I will be attracted by one aspect of the Lord, and that's the aspect I consider as my Ishtadevata. The Ishtadevata is the most important part of my being and my be-all and end-all of my life. And I want to see God in that aspect and form, and I want to merge in Him and be with Him, or experience His bliss through eternity, because it is far from the worldly setup. World is matter and that is spirit. Here everything is limited, everything is in bondage, everything is directed by some force at all times, and it's a constantly changing flux to be body and to be spirit. Now from bodily I am going to the spiritual. So this is the part of the Archana of the Navada Bhakti. Next we will take up Vandana. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.